Hello again and welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to make a heart-shaped ivy wreath to hang on your door. First of all, you need to take some air-dried clay out of the pack. I'm using a ball about that size. Seal the rest of the pack of air-dried clay, keep it moist, and then flatten the ball of clay into a disc with your hands. Measure it against your cookie cutter to check that it's going to be big enough, and then firmly press your cutter into the clay. Remove the edges and your cookie cutter and just gently tap the sides with your finger to flatten the edges and give them a smoother finish. Taking your skewer, pop a hole through the clay near the top of the love heart, and then you need to just leave that to dry. Once the clay love heart has dried, we need to waterproof it. If you're keeping your wreath indoors, then obviously you won't need to waterproof it. But because I'm going to put my wreath outside, it will need waterproofing because air-dried clay isn't waterproof. So I'm using this waterproofing agent that I bought from Amazon. It's really good, it's £3.95 and I use it on a lot of my creations, and so far I've not had anything that's been outside dissolve into a big old mess, so I'm quite happy with that. So you just pour a small amount, you don't need a lot, into an old tub. Give it a mix around with your brush and then just paint it onto your love heart. You need to make sure that you get all of the edges You need to make sure the entire thing's covered, because if you don't, unfortunately, if it gets wet, it will just dissolve. Once the waterproofing solution has dried, it's time to paint your love heart. I'm going to paint mine in white. Leave that to dry. I've used acrylic paint, so it should only take about an hour, and then paint the reverse side. The next thing you need to do to make your ivy wreath is to cut a length of wire. I'm using floristry wire, which is just wire, galvanised wire, wrapped in almost like a hessian. It just gives a nice base. So I'm going to cut a length of that off. As you can see, you have to snap the wire with the pliers and then cut through the hessian when you're using this. Then you're going to make a loop with it, twist the ends to secure it, push the ends down where your join is and pinch it together, and then to form the bottom of your love heart you're going to pinch the base of your loop. And there's the base for your ivy wreath. Next you need to take some ivy. I'm using artificial ivy simply because it lasts longer. You can use real ivy if you prefer. If you do use real ivy, then your wreath will last for maybe a week at the most, but with artificial ivy obviously it'll last as long as you want it to. So I'm taking a hot glue gun and I'm going to start where the join is on my wreath, and I'm putting a blob of glue, and I am attaching the first strand of ivy. Just going to hold that for a few seconds so that it's stuck. And then bend the first strand of ivy around your wreath and glue it in the points where it bends to hold it firm. Once you've finished putting all the ivy on your love heart wreath, you should end up with something that looks a little bit like that. Next you need to take some ribbon and you're going to twist the end so that you can thread it through the love heart that we made earlier. Pull the heart central to your ribbon, so check that it's going to hang right. Then you need to tie the love heart onto your wreath. There you can see I've tied the love heart. Next, cut a small amount of garden twine for the hanger, and you're going to thread it through the back top archway just before where it meets for the love heart shape. So that you can make sure that it will hang centrally. As you can see, I've threaded it through the back and then tie it just going to trim the ends off to make it neat so the string's not hanging around, and there you go. Now all that's left to do is to hang it into your garden. There it is, our hanging ivy love heart wreath. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed learning how to make an ivy wreath that you can hang on your door or in your garden, or indeed inside your house if you prefer. If you do enjoy my videos, please feel free to subscribe, and until next time, I'll see you again soon.